Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
I'm Jerry Byrne, it's Irish Radio, and since the lockdown I've been speaking to many of the great and the good of music and entertainment. And I'm delighted to have a lady online who's got a long career from when she was began back in the 1970s, when she was very young, with a band called Luvbug. They were a huge act from back in the day, and consequently they actually went on to represent Ireland in the Eurovision. But they played thousands upon thousands of venues up and down the country, one of the top acts of the time. Now, after all of that, Geri went out on her own, and she has never looked back since. I'm delighted to say hello to Geri Kane. How are you, Geri?
How you doing, Jerry? Lovely to be chatting to you this evening.
Indeed it is. Listen, some of my memories going right back into the late 70s and the early 80s is of Luvbug. I mean, you were with them sort of at the peak of their career, and they were absolutely huge.
Yes, absolutely huge. I joined Luvbug maybe 75. I think when we were up and down the country trying to get recognised. And then after that, it really took off for them. I must say, such a hard-working band, which, you know, stands by them. You know what I mean? Even to this day, like, people still talk about Luvbug.
Indeed.
Absolutely brilliant band and great people, great friends, Jerry.
That's that's lovely to hear. And I'll have to say, I've seen Luvbug in action, and yes, there was no doubt about it. They really, each of you are incredibly talented. There was no doubt about it, and had a brilliant show and a brilliant sound.
Yeah, great sound. They put their whole heart into it. Max being the band leader, he worked 100% at, our stage work and that, and how to behave, how to talk to people. We were I'm telling you, we were well tutored, Jerry, there with Max, and it proved to work, when they went on then to do Eurovision. I left just before Eurovision, and Eurovision was something I would have watched with my daddy from I was knee high. So to miss out on that, I'd say that's a big regret, I have, but sure, that's life, and I moved on, and we're still dead friends to this day, so that's what it's all about.
Isn't it just? It is indeed. But I mean, you went on then, after that, I mean, you went on then to be managed by, a top management agency in Dublin, and you appeared on numerous shows after that.
Yeah, Jerry, that was before I won the Geri Kane. I don't know, maybe some of your listeners remember the Geri Kane there in Finglas. I won that competition. The Bachelors won it 2 years before me. And it was like lots of heats. It run from November through to July. And the prize was a holiday for two to New York, £1,000 spent in money, a golden great trophy, a beautiful trophy, which I still have, and a recording contract. And so I won it, and I went on to do the Late Show with the great and late Dave Byrne, absolute gentleman. I also done the Peggy Dale Show out there in Port Marnock, and the Mike Murphy Show, which was on RTE, and such great memories with that, Jerry. But the song that I recorded was a song called Father, and it went to number 7 in Top Irish Discs at that time. So it did really well for me, so I was so grateful for that. But then I went to nursing, and during the time of my treatment, Mickey McGill, who I would have knew personally, he was a family friend, rang me and asked me would I join a wee band that had just started called Luvbug, and I did, and the rest is history then with Luvbug, do you know what I mean? And then when I left it, I went on then, and I got married, and I had my children, and I just thought, I just need to do it again. And I recorded a wee single, and it was a song called My Heart at Windows. And thank God, Big Key on Downtown Radio, that's a favourite song of his partner's, Vi. And he picked this out and played it. And then, and God love him, since it, he's played every song I've recorded. And so I'm so grateful to Big T and Downtown Radio.
Excellent.
You know what I mean? So I'm still there. And with the COVID, of course, Jerry, as I'm sure you've seen on the Facebook, oh my God, all my musician friends are missing it so much. So we're just doing wee Facebook Live. I'm actually doing one on Saturday night at 9 o'clock. So if any of your listeners are at a loose end Saturday night, have a wee listen in and maybe give you a wee shout out. You know?
Excellent stuff. The one thing you see, the one thing about it, like since the whole COVID thing up, I said this to so many singers, that with the amount of viewings that the likes of yourself and other singers get, it's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, television channels would be very happy to actually have the figures.
Oh yes, certainly. And even people, mostly my friends, and and do you know what, Jerry? Rightly so, because all the people that are watching and listening to me on the Facebook are the people that were out there paying money into the venues, to the shows that I was on with the like of Steve Barlow, Curtis McGee, and Gary Wilson, and rightly so. And I just think it's payback time, just to give back, because they're the people that have supported us,
Indeed.
over the years, and have been there and filling the halls and all. So it's great to be able to do that for them. And it's funny, the friendships have got stronger from we've been doing the Facebook. People that have thought in you, I know them a lot better now, and finding out wee things about, how they're getting on, how the family is. And so it's lovely. Like, it has its advantages, as they say. Yeah. I know it's a terrible, God, it's terrible what we're in at the minute, but you have to look at the positive side of it as well, Jerry. Do you not think so?
Indeed, so yes, one has got to look at try as best we can to keep a clear head on the whole situation.
Yeah, keeps you sane.
Yes,
the music. I'm sure you know that.
Indeed.
Playing your music and when you're on radio, it keeps you sane.
Yes.
It really does.
It does, yes, and it's it is it's been absolutely fantastic. The one thing that has come out of all of this, situation is streaming, because it's be it streaming on through Facebook or whichever medium it is. It has become the big the new norm in reality, yeah. and it is going to be the way, really, sort of from now on, is people streaming, getting music, contacting people like that, Yeah,
I just can't think beyond it, and I don't push myself on it. I can't think beyond how, I know it's just terrible to say, how it's ever going to come back.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's just not, not unless they find a vaccine, and, it's sad, it really is, sad times.
It is indeed. But since you came back, like doing the singing, after your family grew up and you come back to the singing, you've recorded quite a lot of material.
Jerry, I haven't stopped. Honest to God, I record with, oh my God, the maestro himself, Stephen Smith.
Yes.
I mean, that man is amazing. He plays every instrument on every song I have done. And actually what I'm doing, Jerry, is putting together a wee album. And I've only one song. I recorded there about 2 weeks ago with my good friend Crawford Bell. I think myself and him did a show in County Antrim there just before lockdown. And we talked about this song and Faded Love, which I'm sure you have. I did send it on to you. So, so, and the next one I'll be doing, that's the last one, and then that's the album complete, is with my good friend Geri Kane.
Right.
And we have the song and all picked, and we have this picked this month, and then he was busy, been out and about, and I was doing stuff, and we just didn't have the time. Well, he didn't have the time, but now that things are the way they are, hopefully we'll be doing that within the next couple of months.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and Jerry can pick the songs, can't he?
Indeed so. Indeed.
Honest to God, this is a great song. You know, there's plenty of fun with it, so fingers crossed.
Indeed so. And I spoke to actually Stephen Smith back a couple of months ago, and I've seen him actually many times, live in action, and having played before him actually when he's been over here on tour. And there's no question he is an absolute musical genius.
Oh my God, unreal. And as you know, Stephen played with all the big bands many moons ago, I think. He played with Philomena and Dominic Kerwin. I think he was with Dominic for a while. And now he's out on his own doing a wee three-piece and really does it. And actually, his recording studio has, from the COVID, a lot of, just like what I'm doing, a lot of artists are going into the studio and, you know, whatever money they have, putting it into doing a few singles, you know, to have.
Indeed so.
You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed so. Well done, Geri, on all the material that you've you've recorded, and it is absolutely cracking stuff, and it's great that you're still taking out, and your voice is still as good as ever.
Oh, God, I don't know. I do that much shouting, Geri. I don't know how to God it is. I'm shouting. But when you have the like of that, you know, when you go into a studio like Stephen Smith, like, and you're listening to that magical music that he puts out, like you sing from your heart, like you give it your all. You know, he's absolutely brilliant. You know what I mean? So he's very busy. He's actually out Friday night, Saturday night, and it's mostly them. I think the Saturday night to Scotland or something. You know, these drive-in shows that they're doing now.
Yes.
So that's what he's at. So he's busy enough, and then he has the wee studio and that, and people coming in, just like me, putting together an album.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's kept busy, and so it's great to see.
Oh, indeed it is, indeed. Geri, listen, it's been lovely to catch up with you. It really has. And, when playing your material for ages, know about you for absolute yonks from back in the days of Luvbug.
Luvbug.
Yes, it's fun.
Yeah, and I must say, you knew quite a few of our songs. I was, as I was saying there earlier, it really did my heart. Well, I felt my heart getting a bit lighter when you mentioned Love Symphony, that Luvbug song. You know, I never thought anybody would remember, you know, some of the songs that they recorded, you know, and it was a beautiful song too.
Yeah, indeed.
So thanks very much.
No, it was a real pleasure. I remember Love Symphony coming out from Luvbug back in the late 1970s. I remember actually playing it. Yeah. I remember playing it on radio back in the day. That's I go back that far indeed. But there you go. There you go. Geri, listeners, it really has been lovely, as I say, to catch up with you. And listen, keep going, keep recording, and listen, stay well, and fingers crossed, as soon as it's safe to do so, I'll look forward to seeing you out and about on stages.
God love you, Geri, and you know, once again, thanks for all the support.
A real pleasure, Geri.
Truly grateful for all that you do.
Thanks a million. Appreciate that, Geri. Thank you indeed.
Not at all. Yeah, thank you, Geri. Thank you.